All right, Facebook. Hey, how y'all doing? If you are watching this, you're probably going to see this on replay. Do me a favor and type replay in the comments. And of course, let us know where you are watching from. I am in the South. No, I'm not. I'm actually traveling. Hey, what's happening to all of our people in our Zoom room, right? I appreciate y'all joining us. Thank you, as usual, for showing up and showing out with us. Again, if you are watching on Facebook, you want to join live in Zoom, you can click the link that's pinned to the top, and it invites you into our Zoom so you can join the discussion. If you have any questions, I can answer them directly here as well. So I appreciate everybody being here today. Hey, to my people in my Zoom room, really people everywhere, and YouTube, wherever you're catching this, I appreciate y'all joining us. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from. I got in my head saying the south suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, but I'm not there today. If you can see from my background, I think I am. I'm not highlighted. That's the thing. There we go. All right, there we go. Hey, how y'all doing today? Okay. Yeah, I am not in the south suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. I am in Montreal today. So I'm in Montreal, Canada. I'm here on our annual planning meeting for urban intellectuals. But I appreciate y'all joining us today. Let me open up by sharing my screen and getting everything rolling. All right, where are y'all at today? We got San Diego here. Hey, Lisa, we were just talking about San Diego. Definitely love it out there. Michigan is in the building. Hey, Toledo, appreciate you joining us as usual. And everybody else that is here, thank you for being here. And let's have a good show today. We're gonna have a good conversation. We're talking about the African culinary experience here today. Pennsylvania is in the building. Hey, Carol. I want to open up. I was challenged to open up with one of our Black History flashcards. And since we're talking about food, I want to open up with coffee. Did you know? Give me a yes or no in the comments if you knew that coffee originated in Ethiopia. Is that common knowledge? Is that something that you were aware of? It is estimated that people drink 1.4 billion cups of coffee worldwide every day. I am people today because I had two this morning, which is normally not a thing, but we were up kind of late last night, working into the night, and I got up and worked out, but I needed some coffee to keep me going. So it's a good discussion centered around coffee. The drink coffee is made from the roasted seeds of berries from the coffea plant, originally native to tropical Ethiopia and Sudan, but also Madagascar, Mauritania, the Reunion in the Indian Ocean, right? So the earliest evidence of coffee drinking appears to be Sufi shrines in Yemen dating back to the middle of the 15th century. But the word coffee has its roots in Ottoman Turkish, which itself is derived from the Arabic, I'm not even going to try to say that, Qahwah, right? So we got a little history for you there today. Hey, Pennsylvania is in the building. Hey, Lisa, come and visit. Best time of year. Yeah, I love coming to San Diego. So that is something that's definitely on my list. We've done annual planning there in San Diego. That's actually why I am familiar with the area and have had such wonderful experiences out there. So appreciate that. I love to travel. So don't be surprised if I pop up in your city now. All right. Don't be acting funny if Freddie comes to town, right? All right. Let me open up my presentation so we can jump into our conversation for today. Again, if you're watching on Facebook Live with us right now, you can click the link and come on into the Zoom conversation and join us for a discussion. But let me start the show officially. Welcome to Travel Talks, where we embark on a journey of discovery with Sankofa experiences, powered by Urban Intellectuals. I'm your host, Freddie Taylor, the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, here to guide you through our African diaspora's rich history and culture. Sankofa Experiences is more than just travel, it's a movement. We dive deep into our roots across Africa and the diaspora, turning every journey into a powerful connection with our ancestors. Our mission? To make the exploration of Black history accessible, inspiring, and informative. Join us as we share insights from our travels, celebrate our history, and foster a deeper understanding of our collective identity. With Sankofa experiences, every destination is a step closer to home. Let's explore together. Welcome to Travel Talks. All right, good people. Welcome to Travel Talks. Let's have a good conversation here today. And as you know, if you have any questions, you can always raise your Zoom hand and ask me directly or drop them down into the comments, and I'll try to leave space at the end to answer any of your travel related questions, whether it has to do with the presentation here today or just our travel experiences in general. All right, so are you on our email list? If you're on our email list, if you're here in the Zoom and you didn't come from the Facebook group, you're probably on our email list. So anybody else, please make sure that you're joining our Sankofa Experiences email list so that you can make sure that you don't miss any of our exciting information, and you don't want to miss our Travel Talks series that we got going on. So the link is in the comments for you to join our email list. If you're not on it or someone just invited you, we'd appreciate that for you. What's going on in and around the company? Hey, did you know that we had live Black History classes that we teach to adults? That is something that we released this summer. And it has been growing, got over a couple of hundred people inside of the program, and that number is growing. So make sure that you check out our Black History classes. There's a link to the membership there as well. Ashley, in the future, let's make sure that we get our story email so they can sign up for our lecture. Our story started before slavery, which is a really important conversation and one that we have on Wednesday. So I want to make sure that you get invited to that as well. But if you're on the email list, you'll probably get an invite to that. Hey, we have a travel summit coming up next month. It is October the 14th. Monday, October the 14th. They used to call it Columbus Day, but now it's called Indigenous Peoples Day. But we are doing a travel summit. We are putting together a program from 1 to 4 p.m. It's a federal holiday. So if you can join us, make sure that you come through. But we're putting together a wonderful list of travelers, historians, and experts talking about exposing Columbus, roots, routes, and our journey home to Africa. And yes, we'll be digging deeper into the options that you have to travel to the continent with us and beyond. That link is in the comments to sign up for our travel summit. Then also, every year we release a 365-day fact Black History calendar. There's a different Black History fact on each day of the year. That is available to our interest, our waiting list first. Every year we sell out. We only produce 1,000 of these, so they sell out pretty quickly. But this year we are offering it through our waiting list to give people an opportunity to grab it. So if you're interested in the 365 Black History calendar, make sure you sign up here. All right, I always tell y'all there's a lot going on in the company, right? What can I say? We are trying to make sure that Black history is made easy, and that's what we do. Hey, before I dive into this presentation, I got to start making sure that I connect all of the dots, right? So I'm the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals. So Urban Intellectuals, our mission is Black history made easy. That's what we are working on, making it, connecting with your history and your culture easier each and every day here as an organization. The way that we do that through our travel arm is through Sankofa Experiences. This is our travel company, our travel arm of Urban Intellectuals. We call it Sankofa Experiences because Sankofa is a Twi word out of the Akan language, Akan people, excuse me, out of the Ghana area of Africa, that means to go back and get it. So to go back and get your history, go back and get your culture, go back and get your understanding and bring that forward with you into the future. So literally, it's Black history experiences, right? This is why at Sankofa Experiences, we talk about Black history travel made easy, right? So that's the connection. And it's all one company. It's all Urban Intellectuals. So I thought I'd just drop that in there, right? I always got to try to make sure that you understand. I'm realizing that the word Sankofa isn't as widely known as I assumed, right? But okay, that's that, right? So let's dive into this culinary experience. I'm showing my screen, right? Yes. I can't see what y'all can see. One day I'm gonna get good at this Zoom stuff. All right, there we go. We only use it like every day. All right, so the African culinary experience. Let's have a little bit of a conversation about it now. I'm gonna try to jump off so I ain't in the way. But yeah, all right, there we go. Looking at before. All right. So, oh, by region, I wanted to cover it by region. As y'all know, there are 5 different regions in Africa. So we're just going to break down a couple of these that we traveled to and talk a little bit about the food and the experience. Y'all know apparently I'm a foodie. I don't know what else to say. I guess I've joined the I'm a foodie group. And when you travel to Africa, if you're a foodie, any foodies out there, give me a yes, give me a me in the comments if you're a foodie, if you like to eat, if you enjoy your food, if you tap your fingers, if you shuffle your feet, if you dance a little bit when you have something that you thoroughly enjoy, give me a me in the comments, right? All right. I just want to make sure my people are out there. I love that, Carrie. UI, right? Yes, yes. Yes, all right, all right. These are my peoples. All right, we're in the right place. I was just trying to make sure now. That's why that's why I be a little tired sometimes. I got to make sure I get up and work out because listen, your guy here likes to eat now. I definitely enjoy a good meal and having some culinary sensations dancing on my taste buds, right? So definitely let's have a little bit of a conversation about that. I try to share a little bit of our experiences, but West Africa. Anybody been to West Africa? Do y'all like West African food? Specifically, I want to talk a little bit about, Senegal, Ghana, and Nigeria. These are areas that the Sankofa experiences we do travel to. But these are some of the best known foods out of that area. It's known for its bold flavors and hearty dishes. This is like the absolute truth, right? But the key dishes, of course, you gotta have some jollof rice. Any jollof rice fans out there? Give me a J in the comments if you like jollof rice. I am a card carrying, bona fide jollof rice lover. I like go all the way. I can eat all the adjectives for jollof rice at this point. Uh-oh, Nigerian jollof. Now we gotta have the jollof wars, right? You gotta have a little jollof fight if we gonna talk about that. I gotta say, Talita, I haven't had Nigerian jollof yet. I am I need to have it because I keep hearing about the arguments. I've had Ghanaian jollof. I've been to Sierra Leone. I had the jollof there. And I gotta say, the Senegalese jollof, the Wolof people put their foot in that one, boy. They got the best jollof that I've had by far. I'm we traced our lineage to Sierra Leone, and I love my people. I just got to let them know, hey, the Wolof people out of Senegal and the Gambia, they got us. Man, it ain't even close either, because that jollof is absolutely amazing. Yeah, you know what it is when you put your foot in it. Now, that's boy, grandma be like, somebody put their foot in this baby. But also fufu, peanut stew, and suya is another thing. The peanut stew, they have another name for it. Domada. They call it domada in Sierra Leone, not Sierra Leone, excuse me, Senegal and the Gambia. Domada, that peanut stew is different. The consistency is a bit odd, at least for my African American palate. Let me say that. I never had it. I was totally exposed to it in May of this year when we went to Senegal for the first time. But it was delicious. It was delicious, right? So I haven't had fufu yet, but I hear a lot of people talking about it. I definitely got to add it to my list and get there and make sure that I can taste it. But the jollof rice rivalry and the whole communal eating in West Africa is a thing, right? That the jollof wars is the thing, right? You can get yourself into at least a couple of words, right? I ain't seen no fist fights break out yet over who got the best jollof, but folks not playing with them jollof wars. And listen, I love it, right? Because it's like every other community and culture love and honor their foods, and they monetize it, right? So I want to make sure that we take this seriously. Like this jollof war, I mean, it could literally be $1 billion industry, probably more than that, right? Especially globally. But I'm just thinking here in the States, we should have literal events, the jollof wars. The jollof, maybe it can be a nicer word than war. but healthy competition amongst people who make this particular type of food. We have to own and monetize our culture. Everybody else is monetizing our culture, even though we created it, right? So I went off on a tangent on y'all right there. I didn't plan that, but y'all know I'm good for that. Hey Marcella, this avatar is blowing my mind. Like it's like blinking and moving and looking at me. That's interesting. Okay. I think I got your name right, sis. I'm sorry. Yeah, Marcella. Okay, I could just see it up there. Okay, been twice to the west and central eating goat chicken. Yeah, fufu, peanut stew, rice, etc. All right, Gloria is in it, right? Gloria is definitely a foodie and ready to try some new things, right? I had the goat. I love it too. It's absolutely delicious, right? But there are a lot of good a lot of good options out there, right?
All right, good people. Let me
Ghana.
show you a little bit more about the hotel that we'll be staying in Accra, Ghana. This is like in the dining area. We're on the inside getting ready to have some lunch really quick, but I just wanted to show you just a little bit of what you would see when you travel with us on our Black History travel experiences with the Urban Intellectuals Travel Movement. This is some of the food that we enjoyed there at the hotel. Affordable, delicious, great service, beautiful scenery. As you can see, there's a little bit more of this was, I think, breakfast one of the mornings. But it's just you have a wide variety of food that is available to you, and it's all delicious and something that you will definitely enjoy. This is a preview of what's coming up. I'll share a little bit of that with you. This is one of our guides, Mr. Morris, a wonderful individual that teaches you a lot on these trips. But what are your thoughts about traveling to Ghana with the Urban Intellectuals Travel Movement? The only thing that's missing.
Only thing missing is you. So that's just a little bit of what you see. You don't have to eat everything. Isn't authentic African food, right? So when we go on these trips, you have an opportunity to whatever your palate is. If you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, if you only eat fish, right? All of those things, you have all those options. If you want an American diet, some eating food that you're comfortable with, like burgers that you saw me with an omelet there. All of those options are available on all of our trips. My daughter loved ostrich in South Africa. Don't know if I would try it in November on a November trip. Go for it. You got to talk. You got to try it, Gloria, and try and have the conversation with your daughter. I think that'd be a beautiful experience. I have never had ostrich, but I would definitely give
All
it a
right, good
whirl.
people. Let
I am
me
up for
show you a
trying
little
new
bit more
things.
about the hotel that we'll be
I
staying
didn't mean to
in
play
in
that. One second. There we go. I was giving you a little. Oh, I didn't play right. Oh man, this is the Jolliffe. It man, that was fast. I thought I put the picture up. This is the Jolliffe in Senegal. Man, all I can tell you is I don't know what this looks like to you, but it looks like a little slice of heaven to me. Uh, just the bold flavors, the seasoning. Again, the Wolof people are in the Senegal and the Gambia area, and they are actually the originators of jollof rice. This idea, this concept of a meal came from the Wolof people, and and my 2 cents, they got the best. But to Lita's point, I haven't tried the Nigerian jollof just yet. So maybe while I'm here in Montreal, I know there's some Nigerian spots up here, communities, or maybe I have to slide by and get me some jollof while I'm up here. If any of y'all are in Canada, I'm up here until Saturday, then I'm out of here. But interesting, right? All right, North Africa, right, consists of Morocco and Egypt. Obviously, there are other countries, but we don't travel there, so I'm not covering those just yet. We're not traveling there just yet, let me say. So strong Mediterranean, Berber, and Arab influences in these regions. The key dishes is couscous. I know y'all love couscous, right? Everybody's eating couscous. I ain't gonna say everybody, but I know when we got turned on to couscous, it became a staple in our house because the white rice just ain't like the great thing. Tagine, hopefully I'm saying that right. I have not had this. Um, Haria out of Morocco, and then Koshari in Egypt. And then this is the spotlight to Tangine and the spice markets of Egypt. Yeah, the spice markets in Egypt and in Morocco, for that matter, is really heavy. Although I don't find their foods to be overly seasoned. Right? Until you go down into Nubia then you're eating with the Nubians, but the Nubians look like you and I, right? That is where the darker complected individuals in Egypt are. Um, they've been since the Arabs moved into the area, they've been pushed down to the southern part, right? So that's kind of like where you get the darker skinned Africans there in Nubia, and then you find that the spices that you're used to while you're eating your foods kind of return in that area. But the scenery while you're in these places, can be really interesting, right? So eating outside of the Great Pyramids is always a big treat. That's me there on the left with that experience. You see us at the table there in the center. I forget the name of this concoction at the top, but when I tell you I tried to lick the bowl, like I didn't want to embarrass myself. My wife was with me. She always be like, "Don't embarrass me." But it was absolutely delicious. I got to get the name of that. I know that meat is lamb down there in the right, on the bottom right. It was okay. I didn't particularly love that. I'm just gonna be honest with you, right? That's my experience, right? But the scenery is always interesting, right? Seeing all that history just right outside. This is, of course, after we visited the Great Pyramids and went into we went into the Great Pyramid, right? Took pictures all around, did the camel rides. We did ATVing out there, go see the Sphinx and all of that. But then we had this culinary experience right outside of it as well. It's always a good time. Then we jump over to East Africa and talk about Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania. These are areas and locations, again, that we travel to on a regular basis, right? So it's unique, distinctive flavors with the focus on grains and spices. Spices, spices, spices. You're going to always hear that when you come into the continent. But see, the seasoning is magical when they get it right. Um, so the key dishes here, we're talking about injera and Doro Wat out of Ethiopia, Nyama and Chama, Nyama Chama. I'm probably blowing that one out of Kenya. Ugali out of Tanzania. I hear good brother Jay talking about Ugali a lot, right? So I haven't had this, and I've had a little bit of Ethiopian food, but I haven't been to Ethiopia yet. So we're going in 2025. So I'm super excited to dig in and have all of those experiences. But the coffee, I spotlighted the coffee out of Ethiopia when we first started. But they say that the coffee there is a special experience, right? So again, it is the oldest place known to the country, to the world, right, to be serving coffee there in Ethiopia. So I'm excited to have that experience, especially coming off of just visiting Cuba last month and having the whole Cuban coffee experience. I just kind of want to make a connection and a comparison there as well. And then Southern Africa, right? So then we talk about South Africa, a blend of indigenous and colonial influences, of course. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. Key dishes, braai, right? I had to Google the pronunciation of this, but it's actually braai, like BRY is how it is pronounced, but it's South African barbecue. So if you're not a meat eater, I don't know, like that's probably not that's not going to be your thing. But babuti and pap are also some dishes that are really, really highly suggested when you go into this area. And we're gonna have to dig into this ostrich now. Gloria got me thinking about ostrich. So we're going and we're gonna need a review, Gloria, if you do the ostrich, right? I gotta definitely hear about that. In the comments, let me know what's the most exotic meal you've had. I don't want to leave it to just animals, right? So maybe if you had a vegan or a vegetarian experience that you would share. Yeah, what's the most exotic thing that you've eaten? Ostrich, I didn't even think about that. I know some people talk about alligator being pretty interesting. It's kind of chewy for me. Yeah, there we go. Talita says alligator and Nola, kind of a chewy experience for me. The most interesting thing that I've eaten, I was in Atlanta, Georgia at Canoe. I don't know if y'all have seen Canoe. If you're in that area, it's an excellent restaurant, but they had kangaroo on the on the menu, and it was good. It was a bit gamey. It was a bit different, but it was good. We didn't eat a lot. We just kind of got it and shared, like shared at the table so everybody could have the experience. I don't know if I could eat like a steak sized portion. I don't know. I guess maybe you'll have to get used to it, but kangaroo is definitely the most exotic thing that I've eaten. I'm trying to make sure, but yeah, it was alligator. So yeah, and then once I had that, what is pap made from a grain? Yeah, I'm not sure, Lisa. That's a good question. Oh, I see snails. Ooh. Anybody eating a cricket? Y'all done that? Oh my goodness. Lisa admits to yeah. We got a ugh. My wife ate the cricket. Where were we at? I forgot. We were somewhere in Africa and she ate the cricket. She was the only one that did it though, but she is pretty adventurous. I had to pass on that one. I was like, you know, hit my limit on these experiences. I think I drew the line at the cricket, right? Um, Yeah, but she was like, it just tastes like protein. Right? Fried insects. We had a global dinner at my church. Oh, wow. Ooh, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm like, all right, are you in danger of just walking down the street seeing a cricket and then just like, no, I'm just kidding. I can't. Like, I can't. No insects for me, Talitha says. Yeah, I feel you. I love having an experience. Though. I don't know. I just couldn't do the cricket thing. I just couldn't take it. I couldn't do it. All right, so oh, here we go. Yeah, so have you had any of the have you ever had any authentic African cuisine? If so, what's your favorite dish? Yeah, what's your favorite African dish? Let's go with that. And are you ready to try something new and explore these diverse flavors, right? Yeah, so what is your the most authentic African cuisine you've had or that you like? Okay. Yeah, the jollof is it's tough to beat jollof. I don't know. That was it. Nah, there was a cricket in my kitchen last night. Come on now. You might have just used it as a little a little seasoning, a little chopped up. No, okay, let me stop. I am about to go to lunch too. Like I'm just out here doing the most now. Injera. Okay. All right, Talita. She says she enjoyed that. Yeah, the jollof again in Senegal was pretty special. In Sierra Leone, the man, everything they pulled out of the water, I was ready to eat. So we had like some swordfish that was like amazing, you know, the salmon, like just anything in West Africa that comes straight out of that water and like they put it right on the grill, like it's usually amazing. Um, a crow, stew in Accra with Banku. Okay, I haven't had that. I got to get my names down, you know, because some of the stuff be coming across and we eating on the plate and I'm trying it all, and then I forget all of the names. So I got to get my life together on knowing these names and the foods. But yeah, all right, I got to put that on my list. And when I went into Senegal, I met this. I had to fly in. I went from New York to Togo and then Togo to Senegal. But when we picked up the flight in Togo, this brother got on the plane, and you know, yeah, I'm a I'm a I'm a chatter, right? Like, so I'll just talk to anybody, right? So we end up talking, and the brother was like, "Oh, are you going to stay in the car?" He was like, he was from Dakar, Senegal, and I was like, "Yeah, it's my first." He was like, "It's your first time." He got so excited, and like he was like, "Get your notes out." So I open my phone, I get my notes out, and like he give me all these restaurants and all these foods to try. He's like, you gotta have these things. But it was much of what we talked about. The Domada. I gotta get the actual names because I know I'd be blowing it. Notes from Senegal. Hold on. I gotta share this. Yeah, that's what they call it. Chiboudin. Chiboudin is what they call jollof rice in this area. Chiboudin is it's delicious. The mafi or domada is the peanut stew. It got chicken in it as well, and then yassa. Ooh, that yassa. Yeah, he gave me like restaurants. Like, man, it was crazy. He like gave me a long laundry list. But like, I was literally going to places like, do you have that? Do you have that? Like, like I want that. I haven't had that yet. So that was really good. I have enjoyed it all. The only thing I would not try in Guinea-Bissau, I would not eat fried caterpillars and 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 four-legged things Americans don't eat. Yeah. Fried caterpillars. Okay, you got Lisa excited because she likes fried insects. So that's Lisa, you can't tell me nothing. I'm one of those. I'm gonna hold it against you. No, that's cool though. Grass cutter in Ghana. Oh, I'm not even familiar with what that is. Oh, it's a rodent. Okay. Okay, okay. Okra, yeah, definitely. I like regular okra. I don't know. I don't know if it's different over there. I would definitely try it. I would usually give, other than insects, I would usually give things one try. Like at least give it a sample. You might fall in love with something, right? You just kind of never know what's out there. All right. Do we have any questions? That was my other thing. Oh, am I sharing? Oh, I've been sharing my screen this whole time. I thought I was on screen. All right, now. One of these days I'm gonna get this right. All right. So, any questions for me today? We talking. You can ask questions about any of the trips, the food, Africa. Any questions that you might have about these travel experiences that we put together, or somebody want to tell me a joke. I'm up for that too. They were selling bowls of caterpillars and carrying rodents by the tail. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm not. Listen, I enjoy Africa. I love being there. I love being on the continent, really anywhere on the continent. But I ain't done I'm trying to think, have I done any? I haven't eaten anything off the roadside yet. Like I'm in the hotels and the restaurants that are approved on our list, right? Like I don't know. I get a little worried about my stomach, right? I think we always got to be cautious when we're traveling just because people in other parts of the world just got different enzymes in their stomachs based on what they've been eating their whole life. This is why we get sick from like drinking the water in certain places and the local people population don't. They've just grown accustomed and immune to it, right? The body is a phenomenal thing, and as long as you're eating healthy and taking care of yourself, it will heal itself. It will figure out a way to deal with things, just not while you're there on your short trip. That's a week or two, right? So you might end up with some stomach issues. Let's put it that way. So that's why I mainly stick to the hotel, or again with any of the restaurants that we select, because someone has gone ahead, sometimes a year or two ahead of time, and gone to these places and tried multiple places and seen how their stomach reacts, and to making sure that everything is okay. That's how we know in certain places where you can drink the water, you can use ice, right? Or hey, bottled water only, no ice, don't brush your teeth with the tap water, use bottled water. Like all of those types of insights come because we have been in these places and have been testing these things out. And then making sure that they're actually filtering the ice, because we get in trouble, particularly those that might indulge in an adult beverage, right? You have an adult beverage, a cocktail, you always want some ice in it. That could lead to issues, right? Just because maybe you shouldn't be using the ice, because the ice melts. It ain't nothing but water. And so basically you didn't drink the water, right? So you have to make sure that everything is filtered and in control. But if you're traveling with us, we will let you know if it's okay, right? But when in doubt, use bottled water, right? Just when in doubt. Just go ahead and drink your water. I like it. All right. It was a huge mark. Okay, wait, where are we at? Oh, y'all have been going in the comments. I missed it. I'm a former digestive wellness professional. Yep. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Got to be careful out there where you are. The only thing I would buy off the side of the road and eat is like skinned fruit, like fruit that got like a skin on it, or like, oranges, something that you peel. I will eat mangoes. I love mangoes in West Africa, right? Like that's my thing. The good brother Jay love these oranges in the Gambia. I like mangoes in West Africa. I don't think I've had a bad mango yet. But I will rate Sierra Leone number one for mangoes, because I would fly back to go get mangoes out of that area. If I had money like that, or I had enough points. Right? Yeah, I'm a points guy. So if I had points, I'd definitely do that. I would like to have a photo taken in front of the pyramids dressed up. Is there a photographer with us? However, I have confidence in my iPhone. Talitha, there will be photographers out there. I would talk when you get there, talk to your guide about it. I think Brother Prince will be there. I'm just trying to think, will a professional if you were on the trip with me, then we had a professional photographer there just trying to get all of our shots. Mm. I know there'll be somebody out there. I just wonder, is it a hustle? Right? That's what I'm concerned about, right? But if we talk to some of the iPhone nerds, they'll turn up you got these iPhone photographers, man. They turn that iPhone into something special. So I'm confident you can definitely get those. But I mean, the pyramids is going to be quite an experience. But if you're gonna be all pretty and dressed up, now I gotta say you might miss an experience to go inside the Great Pyramid. That is something that I definitely recommend. I ain't gonna tell y'all what it looked like, what's on the inside of there. I want you to have that experience. All I can tell you is it's some physical activity to get through this thing. So maybe bring a change of clothes. That might be a thing, right? You can get cute for your photo picture. You can do the work to get up inside of the pyramid and have that experience. But I would definitely think about that. Eating cats and dogs is a delicacy in Ghana. I've never eaten it, but I've seen others. I have never seen that. I've seen stray dogs walking around. Like, I don't know. I've never heard that. That sounds like some Trump stuff to me. I ain't going into that one. I'm gonna leave that alone. But it's odd. I ain't gonna say it's odd. It's interesting what we call odd, right? Like cats and dogs are animals, right? Like you eat a cow, right? Like I mean, I don't know. Y'all know some of y'all dog lovers and cat lovers, but I don't know. If you're in a place and you hungry, I'm thinking, if folks is eating caterpillars, thinking everything is on deck. But I ain't gonna get into that kooky Trump talk. That boy is something different. All right, so Gloria said it was a huge market. There was a documentary I watched. The rodents in the wild are not like the rodents in the city. The diet, they diet on vegetation, but it's still a no for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I might, yeah, I want to say no, but man, I don't know. Like I said, it depends on how you catch me. I might be up for a culinary experience. I couldn't get past it myself. Thank you. Hope for a quick change. Yeah, I think I like that. Google it. My family is from there. Okay. I actually, now that you say that, I got a buddy back home. I'm from Michigan as well. And he works with, I forget where the guy is from, but he talked about them eating that. That was interesting. Dogs in parts of Asia got stories from their my world traveling clients. Yeah, I mean, it's an animal. Like, I don't know. I'm again, hey, no disrespect to any of y'all that own cats and dogs, but I'm not an animal person. Like, that ain't mine. We all got our thing, right? Like, I'm not gonna like come up to you and pet your dog and like want to hold your cat or anything like that. I'm like, I'm good. Long as they ain't gonna bite me, I'm gonna just stay over there. We ain't gotta be friends. Like, I'm good. Like, you know, I got chased by too many dogs growing up. Y'all, y'all remember like kids used to be outside? Like it was like a whole thing. Like you never used to want to come inside. You always wanted to be outside. That was a whole thing when I grew up. And there's a hazard that come with that. Like sometimes there's a dog that get loose, you get chased. So I've never been a dog person. I've been chased by far too many dogs, jumping on folks' cars. Them coming out the house pissed off at you, yelling and screaming, and then seeing the dog and running back inside. You know, so jumping gates to only find another dog on the other side. So I'll be like, why people got these dogs? Especially when they like pit bulls and they like crazy and be trying to bite folks, right? But it's all now. This is just way off topic, but it's always the dog owner that say, "Oh, they ain't gonna bite. They just want to play." Like it don't sound like he want to play. It sounds like somebody's upset. Like so. Anyway, all right, I'll go too far. I befriended two Nigerians. I was shocked to learn that they ate dog and monkey as a delicacy. Surprise. That's the cultural exposure. Yeah, I mean, having new experiences, you never know. All right, this is another crazy thought. Y'all got to stop saying stuff because y'all be making me trigger things. But do you remember Faces of Death? Anybody remember that? Like back in the day, it was something called Faces. Don't Google it. All right. Like if you got a weak stomach, don't Google it. But Faces of Death, they just had these. I don't even know how to explain it, man. It was just like the most nightmare scenarios that people would like try different things. Anyway, they like cracked the monkey's skull open and like ate the brain. Like, so that was like a whole as a delicacy. I mean, it's insane. If you're looking for something crazy to watch, like Google Faces of Death, that would blow your mind. I know I can't be the only person that has seen Faces of Death. Like, come on, it was like a whole bunch of them. Like back in the day, remember the VHS tapes? Like you had to have all right, anyway. Somebody might be too young for that. You would hate living in San Diego. Folks bring their dogs into. Oh my God. Okay. All right, Lisa. This is my last story. So I'm in south suburbs of Chicago. I'm telling you, I don't play with dogs. Like, so we're in the restaurant, and this person walked in. This dog looked like a bear. Like this dog was so big, it was insane. Like if I was standing up, the dog head would like come to my chest. Like it looked like you could mount the dog and ride it like a little horse. And then they came and like sat right next to me. I like jumped up, I jumped over the gate, and I was like, look, either that dog's gonna leave or I'm leaving, and I ain't paying that bill because I'm not about to eat next to this dog. Like, like y'all, y'all, now I'm with my good friends. So you know how you with your people. If you do something, that's it. Like they've been laughing at me since this day. But I was so serious. Like what I'm not gonna do is be petrified while I'm about to spend my money eating, right? So the person was like, I'm so sorry. They were gracious, and then they actually left. I felt bad because I guess it was like a thing, but I wasn't about to just sit there and be uncomfortable like that. Like I was leaving. Like I was out. I was like, it's either me or them. Like I'm leaving because I'm not gonna sit here and be exposed to this. Like I'm telling y'all, I was terrorized by dogs growing up, right? So even you come off with your little dog, and you might, oh Freddie, I'm be like, no, I'm good. I'm good with that dog. All right. You're supposed to be talking about travel and food. I'm over here. Uh, I'm over here with my dog terror, my dog trauma unloading on y'all. It would have turned out differently. Right, right. Man, that's cool though. But I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm always tripped out when you like in the hotels and they're dog friendly hotels. People walk in with their dog. I just, I don't understand it. But again, I'm not a pet owner. I don't need a fish. I don't want any of that, right? Like the wife was like, she wanted why am I going down all of these rabbit holes? The wife wanted to get the kids a dog. And at the time, I was the only one that worked at home, right? So she had like a corporate job or whatever. And I was like, nah, nah, nobody can have a dog because it's gonna end up being my responsibility to take care of the dog. The kids at school, you at work. Like, no, no, and I don't want the dog. So no, like, so she always used to give me mess over that. But she was like, yeah, you was right. It was gonna end up being your dog. Right. Like, nah, because I'm at home. Now I gotta take care of the dog all day. Like, nah, I'm not gonna. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna stop going on and with my sidebar stories. Do y'all have any questions about today that's non-dog related that I don't gotta unpack more of my trauma on y'all? But next year we are going to a lot of these new locations. So we definitely want to always invite y'all if you want to come on one of these Sankofa experiences with us. Again, I'm here at our annual planning meeting, so we're really talking about the content that we're going to release that is coming up and putting out more information centered around these travel experiences, like some of those little videos that I was just sharing well, at least one of those little videos that I was sharing with y'all. We got so much content that we haven't shared. That's something that we really want to put to the forefront so you can see the experience before you get there. What's your favorite dish so far from your travels? Um, Man, just in Cuba, I had this. What was I raving about? It was the lamb. The lamb in Cuba was amazing. It's either that or the Chibodine in Senegal. That was both. I would need to have those together. Like I would love to taste test those back to back. But by far the best food I've had has been Senegal. Like just across the board, like everything we ate, everywhere we went, that food was just off the meat. It was just off the meters. Like it ain't even close. Right? It ain't even close. How do you spell it? Yeah, oh my God, listen. Because it ain't spelled nothing like it sounds. So let me type it here. And my pronunciations are probably horrific. Thieboudin. And they pronounce it Chibudin. Yeah, yeah. That's good. Look, see, that's good. I be doing the most. I actually brought up the notes from the good brother that gave me all of the stuff. And then Mafe, here goes the other one. Mafe. And then he says it's also called Domada. And then this is awesome too. Yassa Poulet. But if you just say Yassa, they know what that is. But all of those are Senegalese foods. Um, yeah, man, I'm standing on all of that. On all of those. I would say the Chiboudin is the best though. That I enjoyed that probably the most, but it's close because all of those are magnificent. Um, we have a culinary experience when you go to Senegal with us, where you actually go into a home and have the cooking experience where they actually break it all down and cook right there in front of you. It's a process. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. But a lot of people seem to enjoy that experience, so we started adding it to our travel. So we're going to Brazil for the first time next year, and we're going to do the same there in Brazil. Yeah, get ready for that one. That one's going to be amazing. I enjoyed Cuba when I went a few years ago. Yeah, Cuba, Vicky, was amazing. I'm just waiting on the final stats. We're going to introduce a Cuba trip in January, before January 20th, before the election transfers, because we don't know how the new president, how they're going to act towards Cuba. So you have to pay attention to that. But there'll only be like 15 people on that trip, because it's when you get to Cuba, you'll understand why it's going to be a smaller trip. 10 to 15 people. When in Africa, do you visit the tribes? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you got to have the real cultural experience, right? As much as, Ashley, you'll enjoy this, as much as my team laughs at me because I enjoy hanging out in the hotel lobby bars. I'm such a typical tourist. But you gotta get and in our on our travel experiences. I like the hotel lobby bars when I'm by myself, right? Not as a group. Hey, everybody, let's just go hang out in the lobby. Like, no. With the group, we gotta go off the beaten path so you can go have the whole experience, right? So we'll see the historical monuments. We'll go into the museums. We'll ride around the town. We'll have exciting adventures. We'll go dancing. We'll go camel riding, but we'll also go into the villages everywhere we go because you have to meet and see the people, right? And that experience is a beautiful thing. So, like for instance, in Ghana, we take a flight into Kumasi. So the capital city of Ghana is Accra, which is more down towards the coast, but Kumasi is in the center of Ghana. So we take a flight up into Kumasi and spend the day up there with the Ashanti people. So you get an opportunity to learn their history, their culture, the origins of kente cloths and all of that and how it's made. We could go into the areas of the making it and sewing and stringing it together and, the music, and they puts on a show for you, like, and you have the conversation about their culture and their history. That's just a beautiful thing. Do you go to bog? Do you go to where the bog animals are? Which country is that? I'm not familiar with bog animals, so maybe that's what's throwing me off, Vicky. Educate me, please. Oh, do you go to the big animals? Um, we go on safari. When you're in like Kenya, we go on safari in South Africa, Tanzania. So you get to have those experiences. Um, there is like a small safari in Senegal, so you can do like this little. It's like I don't want to compare it to what you experience in South Africa or Kenya. Like those are like safari from safaris, right? So you get an opportunity in Senegal to ride through where some big animals are, but you have an opportunity to walk with the lions. So if y'all see my video of me walking with the lions and all of that experience and petting crocodiles and stuff like that, we do that in Senegal and the Gambia trip. So the answer would be yes. You get an opportunity to see the big animals, and you get an opportunity to actually walk with them if your heart can accept it, right? I gotta be honest, because it took every ounce of courage in me to walk with the lions, right? And like when I tell you we walk with the lions and they was right there, look, that lion was right there. That lion got the roaring, boy. Let me tell you, I think all the blood left my body. Oh, when that lion got the roaring, boy, I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't look. Freddie ain't got the lie. Now, sing ain't gonna lie. But yeah, that was a quite an experience. So yeah, we get to have all those experiences. I can say this about our trips, the way that they are curated. You get a little bit of everything, right? We get some luxury, right? Because we got a little bougie in us, right? You're spending good money. You want to have some nice experiences. You get the wonderful food. You get to have the luxury of American food, right? If you just everybody's not super adventurous. Let me just put it that way. But then you have an opportunity to eat the authentic foods of the people in the areas that we are in. But we're definitely going into the homes of the indigenous people to these areas, like literally going into their house. They're opening up their homes so you can see how they live. In Egypt, we go into a Nubian village, so you get an opportunity to ride through there on those. I think they're called KKs in Egypt. It's like every area got a different name for the little carts that you drive around, like three-wheel carts. I think they're called KKs, and either I'm getting that mixed up with West Africa. I can't remember, but you get to take those, or we take the boat across the Nile over there. Then we head into the Nubian village. Then we go into one of the homes of the one of the people in the area. Open up his homes, like these big fabulous courtyards, right? And then multiple wings of the family live in this area, and they share like a courtyard, but they come out into the courtyard. They serve like some of their food. They cook for us all day. And again, you get to have an opportunity to have the history, the culture, and the conversation with the people. What cities and regions will you be visiting in Brazil? We are going to, I think you fly into Rio de Janeiro, and then we're going into Bahia. So that we going to see the black folks. Yeah, yeah, that's that we going. Yeah, that's exactly. Everywhere we going to see us. This is everything we're doing is about us. You go see some of the big sites. You got to go see Christ the Redeemer and have that experience and all these things. But we're going into the black and indigenous, I mean, black and African communities, and have those reconnecting experiences. Um, I saw something that said that we got to stop arguing and fussing and fighting amongst each other over where the boat stopped, right? Because we are a boat ride from being Brazilians. I y'all, oh man, I don't mess with them people. Like you just was on, if you'd have got on that boat instead of this boat, you'd have been over there, right? And I think as African Americans, I do think that there is a issue with us thinking that we own this enslaved movement. Like it's all about us and our perspective. But there are hundreds of millions of people in this diaspora that had a similar experience, and they mad as hell too, right? They not happy either, right? So I think there's more opportunities for us to come to learn about one another and come together and unify over different things and start working together. And that's really a hope of mine that what's behind our products and these travel experiences is really to get you to understand, like, shoot, we probably literally are cousins, right? Because they in Brazil, a lot of people come out of the Nigeria area. I know we got Nigerian roots in my family. We're Yoruba. I was in Cuba learning about the Yoruba Cubans, right? Brazil is the same way, and the Yoruba is spread all out. So we probably literally are related, but we're over here arguing about where the boat stopped and acting like we different, right? So we just gotta decolonize our minds and start to realize that we have more in common with one another than anybody else on the planet. And we got every reason to come together, assist, build, and grow with one another. And I feel like travel is an important element in that and an opportunity for us to close the gap. All right. Anything else for me? While we going, in South Africa, we visit a Black-owned winery, right? A Black woman-owned winery there as well. So I told you, we give you a little bit of that luxury. If you're looking for a luxury trip, the South Africa trip is more on the luxury end. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If you got some bougie in you, you headed to the right place there. um, so that's there's a little bit of that. Yeah. So I mean, you have the total experience, right? Like in Ghana, we're eating at rooftop restaurants that's overlooking the city at night. So I think the brother was saying that some people there in Accra. We're eating at the Sky Bar, right? Like they're overlooking the city. I meant to pull up an image of that particular location as well. The same in Egypt. I mean, everywhere we go, we get a little bit of everything, but we're definitely going off the path so that we can go into the local community and see the culture and, man, just have the whole experience. And food is an important part of that as well. So if you go, I ain't gonna say eat no crickets. Now everybody, we ain't all out here like Lisa. Now we ain't got we ain't got it right. Lisa say, don't put that on me. But like go and have the experience, right? Do some things that you might not typically do, right? You end up in Senegal, walk with the lions, go for it. If you get an opportunity to ride the camel, like jump on the camel, man, go for it. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's terrifying. Them boys stand up, they are tall. You are high off the ground, right? This is my first time riding a camel. It's not something we do here there in Chicago, right? So that's always a good experience. Let's see. Come to San Diego with the team. I love it. I love it. Okay, let me pass along this info to Ashley. I'm trying to pass you some information. I left my mouse at home. Y'all don't know I need a handler. I never take what I need. And I can't. Why can't I? Okay, there we go. I'm just trying to make sure at least I get all of this. Bam, got it. Okay, what we got here? All right, what cities, regions? Okay, all right. I think I am caught up with your questions. Let me know. I'll give you a couple of seconds if you got anything else, or you can raise your Zoom hand and ask it directly. The museums are amazing. Amber's is a national treasure. I love it. All right. Let me drop this to Ashley. Yeah, I definitely enjoy San Diego. So, I can't say that I ain't coming. I would love to come. Mosquitoes this summer has been bad for me this year. What is it like there? Good question. Which country, Toledo? Is that Ghana you're asking about? Egypt. Oh, yeah, you don't got to worry about the mosquitoes in Egypt. Yeah, that's not like a thing. What you got to worry about in Egypt is that heat. that heat is different. That heat is different, boy. I'm gonna tell you that. Egypt, Ghana. Well, the what is it called? Oh man, I gotta decolonize my mind. I'm about to talk about West Nile virus. That garbage. What is it? Yellow fever. Yellow fever and malaria is passed through mosquitoes. So that is a concern in Ghana. But I gotta be honest with you. I took the yellow fever shot, number one. I haven't taken any of the malaria stuff. I don't take the malaria pills or any of that. And I've been to, Sierra Leone, Ghana a couple of times, and Senegal, and like the mosquito problem, you almost start to feel like they lying to you because I swear I didn't see a lot of mosquitoes. And like I got the blood type, I got something that mosquitoes love me. Like I'm that person, like if I'm around, you're safe because the mosquitoes are gonna come and eat me. My wife and I could be in the same place, and like I have 15 mosquito bites and she'll have none. So I don't know what that is about. And I wasn't like bothered in Ghana by mosquitoes or anywhere in West Africa. The only thing that bothered me in West Africa, besides the heat, it's hot. I hope y'all getting this. It's hot, boy. Is the flies in Senegal. That was like that was interesting. It was a lot. It is a lot. It was a lot. I'll say that. That was in May. But I was just talking to somebody about, y'all ever see these fans like you set it down by your plate and it just like spins and it just keeps the flies. Like I'm gonna start traveling with those. Like I think that's a great idea because on the continent you eat outside a lot, right? It's like almost everything is done outside, right? Like it's just hot, right? um So you're gonna have some sort of insect or whatever. So I don't like stuff on my food, right? So I was eating like this the whole time, right? But if I had that little fan thing, and they like $10 or $7 or something like that. So I definitely want to make sure that I start traveling with those. Are there any vaccinations besides COVID that are required to travel to different countries that you know of? The COVID vaccination thing ain't even a thing no more. I don't know if it's coming back or whatever, but like right now, that's not even a concern. Yellow fever is required for Ghana, Nigeria, Ghana and Nigeria, and I believe Tanzania. Um, but you only have to take that once every 10 years, and now they are considering that's like once in a lifetime type of thing. So I don't know. Mine is up in 2027. So I'm hoping I ain't never got to take it again. But from what I understand, you don't want yellow fever. Like you don't want yellow fever. Like it can lead to death. So you like that one ain't, I don't know. That ain't really nothing to play with. But if you have a medical reason or something like that, you can get a note from your doctor and you don't have to take it. Um, my father didn't take the yellow fever when he was there, but he was in his late 80s when he went. So that was just definitely a thing. Did you feel all right after the shot? Yeah, the yellow fever was nothing like people in the COVID experience, like nothing. Like your arm was sore for like, a couple of hours or whatever. And like that was it. Like there was like zero side effects from that. Um, they will strongly suggest the malaria pills for West Africa. Um, but those are the only two things. They say yellow fever is the mandatory shot in those countries that I named. The rest of the places that we go, there's nothing. You don't have to take anything. Like Morocco, I'll just name them: Morocco, Egypt, Ethiopia, Kenya, South Africa. I'm missing some. You got Ghana, you got to do Senegal. There's nothing. Um, I'm missing a couple. Brazil, like all Colombia, like all of those are like there's nothing. So it's really just yellow fever in what did I say? Ghana, Nigeria, and Tanzania. So those are the only things that you really need to be concerned about. If you want to take them or not, just go somewhere else, like where there's not, right? Like you don't have to take them, So there's always that option. But I didn't have any side effect. But I understand people's resistance to the vaccinations because they're just trying to flood us with all of this stuff. And if you go on I got to tell you this now, if you go on the CDC website, if you go to CDC website, you won't come out your house, right? Let alone travel anywhere, because they just make you feel like there's just outside your door is an anvil, and it's gonna fall on your head as soon as you step outside. So, um, I think you have to, I think you have to be smart. I think you have to be aware. I think you got to know your body. I know you better talk to your doctor, right? Don't just listen to Freddie. Talk to your doctor, right? Gloria says, when I traveled, it was work related. We did not get the malaria shot. Instead, we had medication just in case we were bitten. The way you don't need to get a shot. Yeah, that's why you don't need to get a shot. Yeah, but I was never bitten. Yeah, I'm telling you, the first time I went to Ghana and they had me petrified. And I'm there with my dad. Like, I got him long sleeve. I do dress with long sleeves on in these areas, right? And pants because you're trying to minimize it. Oh, and I'm drenched in the mosquito repellent and all of that stuff, right? But like I swear I didn't even see no mosquitoes like that. I'm telling you, they will scare you to death. But even malaria, like the places that you go, they are well skilled and versed in this disease. Actually it's not even a big deal over there, right? I learned in Ghana, when you walk down the street, there are these particular trees that are like all over the country, and they're called mim trees. And Kwame Nkrumah planted mim trees throughout the city because of malaria. So, like, if you get malaria, they take some leaves off the trees, they boil them into a tea, you drink it, you lay down, and you'll be fine, right? Like, but in the West, you need the doctor, you need this medicine, you need this prescription, and all of that stuff. So, it's got a lot to do with your comfortability. That's why I just think we need to travel more. And then you get a little more comfortable. You see, it ain't the way that they are portraying it to be. So, all right. Anything else for me, right? I love all of this stuff, by the way. Okay, but I guess maybe okay. I think you can prepare your body with herbs before you leave too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely. And when you get over there, you'll get an opportunity to really talk to the local people. I like to talk to folks. I don't know if y'all notice I can talk, but I talk to folks. I ask them questions, right? And they definitely have a more medicinal, herbal attitude towards their existence than just running to the doctor. And even the doctors are that way over there, right? It's just a different culture. It's a different people, right? People have been there for tens of thousands of years, right? Like, ain't none of the. In fact, like these doctors, like their medicines and their prescriptions are based on the natural remedies that we have. I was over there with the anesthesiologist, right? We were in Senegal. No, we were in Sierra Leone together, and we go to like this botanical garden, and like the 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 guide is telling us about this tree, and it was something in the tree. I forget the name of the thing, but the guy literally gasped when he heard it because it what was in the tree was the root for the anesthesia that they use in the doctor, right? But it was a natural thing that they can get, and then they put their chemicals and all of that stuff. And like he went to another level when he said that, and like got his notebook out and got to asking questions. It's a thing, but like man, all of our medicines are based on natural remedies, but they're not gonna give you that because they got to make this money out of it. But so yeah, it's the original medicine. Like yeah, and you talked about preparing yourself with the foods and what you eat. Like your pharmacy is supposed to be your farm. Your kitchen is where you're supposed to heal yourself, and by properly eating and getting the nutrients that we need. I mentioned earlier, right? The body is amazing. It literally is an amazing thing if you understand the science and actually eat to live, right? Banged y'all with an Elijah Muhammad reference there. Did y'all catch that? Eat to Live, his book, right? Check me out. All right, but anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. It's always fun to have a good conversation with my peoples. I got to get back to this annual planning because we got big goals for y'all coming up and big things that we need to get into. But if you have any questions, you can always shoot an email at support@sankofaexperiences.com. That's support@ sankofaexperiences.com. Sister Ashley, definitely make sure that she gets back with you and follow up. Because y'all know what it is. As soon as I click off, you're gonna be like, I got 12 more. See, one more question. There we go. All right, come on, sister. I got you. What is your question? Is the flight included? Not the international flight. So internet. So you have to fly to wherever you're going. So I mentioned like Egypt, right? We have a domestic flight in Egypt. So you'll fly into Cairo. You'll fly into and out of Cairo, but we have a flight from Cairo to Luxor, which is in the center of the country. And then we'll cruise down the Nile from there. And then when we get to Nubia, we'll have a flight from Nubia back to Cairo. All of those domestic flights are included in the price. The international flight is not. It's a good question. That was a good question, too. And then, yeah, again, if you have any extra questions, you can always go to support, shoot an email to support@sankofaexperiences.com. It's in the comments, support@sankofaexperiences.com. All right. Yeah, and then if you have any questions about, booking your flight and all of that, I think we actually have a video where I'll walk through some of that, but I think we're going to do it again and I'll talk about getting the best value for your flight and all of that good stuff. So I think that'll be a good conversation as well. All right, thank you, Roland. My friend Sharon J traveled with you. Oh yeah, all right, yeah. I know she enjoyed her trip as well. That's good. That's good. I love it when people's friends show up, right? I mean, we doing something right. She ain't say, girl, stay away from them. She said, hey, you might want to check them out, right? So it's just definitely a good experience. So we appreciate the good sister. We appreciate you, Vicky, for being here. Again, thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, if you have any questions, shoot an email support@sankofaexperiences.com. But let's hopefully you have a great day. Hopefully I shared some light on you. And let me hit you with my outro video, right? There we go. Yes, a pleasure as well, Karen. Thank you.
Greetings, I'm Freddie Taylor, CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, and we are behind the Sankofa Experiences. This is where Black history travel made easy is not just our mantra, it's a promise. Our mission? To reconnect you with your roots, your culture, and the history of the African diaspora. Now spanning across 10 African nations and the vibrant cultures of Colombia and Brazil, the Sankofa Experiences is expanding. We've crafted curated group travel experiences that do more than just visit. They immerse, they educate, they transform. From the historic forts of Ghana to the bustling markets of Nigeria, the serene beaches of the Gambia to the rugged mountains of Morocco, and beyond even South Africa and South America, each destination holds a special place and part of our story. Embarking on these Sankofa journeys means more than just exploring more landscapes. It means walking in the footsteps of the ancestors, embracing the diversity of our heritage, and seeing the world through a lens of understanding and appreciation. It's a group experience where every traveler is a thread in the fabric of the shared narrative, making the journey safe, engaging, and unforgettable. So are you ready to embark on this adventure? To explore, to learn, to celebrate the legacy that connects us all. Join us in the Sankofa Experiences, proudly powered by Urban Intellectuals. The only thing missing is you.
The only thing missing is you. All right. We hope to see you on the continent and beyond soon. Peace and blessings, good people. Thank you again for joining me today. I appreciate you. I'm waving. You can't even see me. Have a good day, everybody.